Fallout New Vegas gives plenty of guns to pick from in early game, with most being able to do well for the part. But there is one early game weapon that's so bad it's not even good in the early game. In this video, we will find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only a silenced 22 pistol? I gave myself a name that makes sense and probably made the most angriest character anyone has ever seen. For my special stats, I put 7 points to perception. No reason I should have put that into endurance, 10 points to intelligence for more skill points, 10 points to agility for guns, and 10 points into luck for more criticals. Selecting my skills, I went with guns, sneak, and repair, and for traits, I went with built to destroy for more critical chance and skilled. I set the game to hardcore mode and made sure the game was still on very hard. I sold all my weapons and armor for caps and was lucky enough for Chet to be selling a 22 pistol. I spoke with Sonny and used a 22 pistol for some target practice, and then for no reason at all, I decided to put a couple of holes in the back of Sonny's head. Continuing to spread chaos, I took out the mayor of Goodsprings and immediately became vilified. I spoke with Joe Cobb about taking over the town, but before we could do that, I had to deal with Ringo. I returned to Joe Cobb and immediately pushed our attack to Goodsprings. I just sat back and watched people blow up. Arriving at Sloan, I leveled up and put points into guns and sneak and a perk point into Swift Learner. I repaired the generator and fixed Snuffle's leg for easy XP. Moving forward, I saw a sign that seemed like it was trying to tell me something, but joke's on them, I can't read. I cut through the high ground to avoid these weird looking death lizards walking around the quarry. Man, they really should put up a sign to warn people coming through. Immediately gunning it to the monorail, I made sure to get a good look at Benny to receive 1000 XP, instantly reaching level 4. Then after putting all of my points to guns and a perk point into educator for more skill points, I visited a few stores to restock on much needed ammunition. Then after, I looted a couple of dead Van Graffs to take their combat armor for better protection. I traveled to the NCR prison to continue helping the powder gangers. Speaking with Eddie, he needed me to take care of a rogue powder ganger. Seeing just how many rounds he took even after taking a sneak critical, I knew I was in for a terrible time while using this weapon. Luckily, his goons, however, only took one sneak critical to take out, with one of them being an exception. Reporting back to Eddie, he tasked me to deal with the suspicious merchant, and then using enough brain cells, I realized he was packing a little light for being a merchant, and convinced him to leave. After, Eddie told me to see what the NCR had planned for the prison, so I stole the orders and informed Eddie just in time before the attack. Arriving at Primm, the 22 pistol was more than enough for the convicts. After buying more ammunition, I went inside to save Deputy Beagle. During the rescue mission, I leveled up and maxed out my gun skill and put the rest to sneak. Slowly continuing deeper inside and taking out the remaining convicts, I finally reached Deputy Beagle and untied him. Since I made Primm Slim the sheriff last time, I'll be changing it up a little bit this time. And made Mears the new sheriff of Primm. After that was over with, I traveled back to the gun runners and bought a little bit of head protection. Finally, going back to the strip to deal with Benny, I shot him to lure him away from his bodyguards just enough to take him out and escape alive. Then after, I had a very safe and peaceful stroll to Cottonwood Cove. I spoke to Caesar and he informed me to destroy whatever was in the basement, but little does he know, I'm studying with Mr. House this time. I insert the platinum chip into the terminal, and Caesar was never the wiser that I didn't carry out his will. I finally meet up with Mr. House for the first time of the run, and then I had to sit and have a class in the basement about the Securitrons. Making my way to the boomers to unalive George just so I can watch him die, and exploited the boomers' one weakness, sitting in a corner. Finally getting to speak with the boomers' leader, she tried fighting and even tried running away, but I managed to convince her to take a long-awaited nap. Dinner with the others, one of them blew me up to Kingdom Come, even made me jump a little bit with how sudden it was. Trying again, I had far better luck this time because they only stuck to their melee weapons. After that was said and done, I informed Mr. House that the boomers was no more. I guess Mr. House didn't learn his lesson the first time with me and the boomers, because he then has me deal with the emeritus discreetly. But if he was paying attention, I don't do things discreetly. I start off taking out the receptionist for no reason at all, only because I wanted to. I hid behind the counter to avoid being turned into Swiss cheese from the bullets being sprayed at me. After dealing with all the remaining emeritus discreetly, I reported back to Mr. House, and now it was time to eliminate the Brotherhood. Knowing I stood absolutely no chance against the Brotherhood of Steel using a 22 pistol, I recruited Veronica for an easy way to the Brotherhood base. but I also resupplied on ammo just in case for the worst. I had Veronica open up the doors and then dismissed her. Doing that, though, immediately caused problems, because if you do that before talking to Ramos, they are all hostile. Reloading a save, I tried to get Veronica back to reveal yet another problem. I became soft-locked. They locked both doors, and for some reason, Ramos and his troops refused to walk out to talk to me. So I had no choice but to take out Ramos for his key for the locked doors. I recruited Veronica again so the Brotherhood won't shoot me on sight and experience an interesting dialogue between Veronica and Ramos.
Looking sharp, Ramos.
After that entertaining display, I stole the 3 key cards and activated the self-destruct system. Don't worry about Veronica though, I dismissed her after talking to the Elder in case she tried to killing anyone on my escape out of the bunker. Trying to escape though, I forgot about the guy stuck outside. They killed me way too many times, with each death somehow being more gruesome than the last. After who knows how many attempts, they finally couldn't hit their shots and escaped the bunker and hid the Brotherhood for good. Reporting back to Mr. House, he instructed me to power the substation. After running in and doing so, the NCR opened fire on me, but after leaving that building, they threatened to shoot me if I went inside. Thanks, I kind of figured that out. Leveling up, I put on my points to speech, and then was informed that the Legion was about to push their attack towards the dam. But not feeling comfortable with my level, I went and done some side quests for some more XP. I went to Boulder City to talk to Jessup and end things peacefully between the NCR and Great Khans. After, I traveled to the Mojave outpost to complete a couple more side quests. Ranger Ghost was simple, just tell her what happened to Nipton, and since ants are early game enemies, they were more than easy to deal with. After their quest was finished, I went on a killing spree with ants for more XP. Heading to Freeside, I went and did the King's quest. I used a dumpster to my advantage while taking out ores and keeping the 200 caps given to me by the King. His quest is just a bunch of talking, so nothing interesting really happened during his quest. Leveling up again, I put even more points to speech and a perk point into finesse for more criticals. With that quest nearly leveling up again, I went exploring to unlock a generation of bighorners to level up, and then putting all the skill points into even more speech. Traveling to Black Mountain, I glitched the fence so I can immediately deal with Tabitha. I just ran in and out of the room while using VATS to deal damage, and after repeating this process over and over, Tabitha was finally dealt with. After she was taken care of, I went down and took care of some Centaurs to level up once more. I traveled to Crimson Caravan next and was sent to Camp McCarran. While I was there, I went and solved the info leaker mystery and disarmed the bomb before it could destroy the monorail, completing his quest. Nothing really interesting happened while doing the Crimson Caravan quest till she had me go and stop the press. But that's only cause while I was looking at a robot, I can only assume the place was haunted by an angry spirit. Then after, I sacrificed another generation of bighorners to level up one last time to max my speech skills and the remaining points into survival. After making sure to stock up on plenty of 22 pistols for repair and ammunition, I then made my way through the final battle of Hoover Dam. I ran through the heavy NCR troops to activate the power to Hoover Dam. Making it out, I ran past so many gunshots and explosions, it was truly a beautiful sight to behold. Finally making it to the Legate, if you thought I was going to use my max speech skill into talking about a fighting, you're wrong. Peace was never an option for a man of my superior firepower. I did, however, convince him into a 1v1, but even facing him one-on-one, he got the best of me far more than once. At one point, the Legate was nowhere to be seen, and he attacked me where I least expected. From above. Eventually, I hopped a fence and briefly broke his pathing, and I managed to get him to half before he eventually fixed himself. Don't ask me how, but at one point he also got stuck inside of a rock, and I got a terrifying slow-mo shot while he was falling from the heavens, absolutely annihilating my cheeks. Eventually, I found yet another place to glitch his pathing. If anyone's upset with me doing this, give me a break. I might as well be shooting peas at the mighty tyrant. You can at the very least let me have this. After finally taking down the Legate, letting Mr. House take care of General Oliver, and putting a few extra holes in General Oliver's dead face, I talked with Mr. House and completed the game with only using a silenced 22 pistol. That'll be the end of the challenge video. Sorry for this video being shorter than usual, but running short on time, I had to kind of speed run through this challenge. But if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you guys have any ideas for a challenge in the future, leave them in the comments. I try to upload every week or every other week, and I hope to see you all in the next video.